Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat. It is playoff football in Baltimore. Um, I'm excited. Let's talk about it. But first, I barely wanted to, but we have to. Ravens did lose last week, 27-16 in the regular season finale. But hey, we're in the playoffs. Can't be mad. Can't be mad.
I think the game set the tone for this week. It's rare that you play a team, turn around, play them again. In this case, it'll be the third time this season they split in the regular season. But like the Ravens, I thought played really well in the second half of the football game. They were a very physical team last week. I think they played a lot of their starters defensively. They obviously benched like Mark Andrews and Dobbins, Zeitler and stuff, but defensively they came out and they really, I thought, kind of tried to impose their will that AFC North football style of defense. And I think it kind of like, you think the Bengals came away a little bit shocked. I think it was 17-0 at one point. Mm-hmm. The offense was turning the ball over like it's candy. And I think the Bengals were getting ready to bench all their players. And then the Ravens, under the direction of a young Anthony Brown, they turned it around and I think really had a great second half. And I think really have, honest to God, momentum going into this this wild card round.
Yeah. Ross?
Yeah, they're a bunch of crybabies. They don't know what AFC North football is. Aren't these the same fans who, for how many years, cheered for Vontaze Burfict?
Yeah, that's true.
They got mad for a little chest bump after play. Yeah, they clearly they're new. These are new fans. They weren't around. Bengals sucked for a while. These are rookie AFC North fans and players, unfortunately. Apparently Dirty isn't tackling our player 15 yards into the sideline or pulling on Ben Power's foot when he's on top of a pile, but getting a little chest bump. And their own beat writer was on the radio and was like, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I didn't see anything.
Well, it's funny. We, a couple of weeks ago, we had Mike on the show, and it was one of those things where, like, I'm talking about this rivalry, and I think the Ravens Steelers rivalry kind of has taken a back seat, at least as of late, at least online with Bengals fans. Like, I dare say there's no more annoying fan base than a Bengals fan. It's insane, especially on Twitter. But I think that game, just because the Bengals have kind of had this resurgence, and now it's kind of a battle between the two of us now more. I think that rivalry means more now. So hell yeah, bring it on round 3.
It's little brother syndrome. They still see the difference is we can respect the Steelers. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard the Steelers players after a Raven-Steeler game? They were dirty. No, we don't respect. They said they don't respect us. No, like Patrick Queen said, they want smoke, bring smoke. Make them be stupid. Yeah. We have nothing to lose, honestly.
Yeah.
No one's expecting anything.
Yeah, that's true.
They're one of the favorites. Let them be stupid. They're like, we'll have ours. Go on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Jordan.
No, go. I was just agreeing.
Yeah, no, it is an interesting situation. We are the complete underdogs. No one is giving us a chance. I don't think there's going to be one person that even does predict that we will win, which is cool. I think the Ravens do well playing on the road, being underdogs, like that chip on the shoulder. That's just the Ravens football mentality. So yeah, I think it works in our favor. It allows us to be more reckless, I think, and I just hope we play more smash mouth. I think the game really hinders on the defense. We know what, the run game can do, and I think that's going to have to be the bread and butter on the other side. But I think it solely depends on the defense making plays, keeping the game close, and not letting Joe Burrow go off for like 500 yards or something.
Yeah, I feel like the Ravens, it's a chance, honestly, for Roman to redeem himself a little bit. Like, if he has a really good game plan that honestly is a little more heavier, that incorporates all the tight ends that they have, that keeps the game. Obviously neither of these quarterbacks are going to be chucking it down the football field.
Yeah.
but like they've got receivers that can make plays in space. I've seen Robinson go off for 100 yards receiving. We need that from him, honestly, to really have a chance in this football game. But they just can't turn the football over. They have to extend drives, and they mostly have to score in the red zone, which they honestly did last week for the first time in like God knows when. And as long as they do that offensively, the way the defense is playing, it could be a one-score game coming down the stretch. And then that old narrative, can we, hold a lead late, might rear its ugly head for the umpteenth time. And honestly, I'm here for it because it seems like that's a story we need to sort of end.
Yeah.
And we have Tucker, who is having a great year, but he's having a really solid year. And if we need a kick with the game on the line, I think of no one better.
Yeah, I think having a good run game is going to get us hopefully in a position that, if need be, Tucker can be that savior that we know him to be. No pressure.
Right. Dobbins just said, "Put it on me. I will carry this team. Carry it." I mean, I think I heard it was our defense gave up, I think, like some of the 2:14-minute mark of the second quarter, like 3 or so points to the Bengals. We gave them short fields twice. Roman's stupid decision, hey, let's pass in the end zone with the rookie quarterback. That was a touch. That's 7 points there. So take 7 points off from the defense. It's a 20-16 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got Dobbins coming back. I think like for better or for worse, it's built to this moment where you have an opportunity now with a fresh Dobbins. Gus, because he got concussed last week, just has not played much. You've got two ready to go running backs. Season on the line, just feed them. I'm talking like 40 carries. Like if you give them 40 carries and they're averaging like 6 or 5 yards a carry, like there is no reason why we can't run the football down their throats and keep Burrow off the field and keep the defense fresh and get in that red zone and maybe get a little creative to get it in. But as long as you're just like keeping the ball controlled, like that's the secret. Like once you're throwing it on first down and getting a complete pass, so now you got thrown on second down, it's a 2-yard screen pass, and then it's a freaking like once they get out of that mindset of running the football, that's when they're gonna get in trouble because that's when the Bengals are gonna feast. You got to keep them sort of on edge with like 5 or 6 yard cuttings on first down.
Yeah, no, definitely agree. And I mean, given the fact that we're down, well, looking at the injury report, just starting with the receivers, Tylan Wallace is out. So I don't know who we're throwing to. So we might as well run.
Tylan Wallace, woo.
Yeah, right. Mr. I was elevated off the practice squad.
Mr. got cut and signed back because he sucks.
And he's gone.
Brandon Stevens apparently has an illness. Not really sure.
Dirty Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's not playing.
And of course, Lamar Jackson, knee out. The Lamar Jackson saga.
We also took a deep sigh.
Who saw this coming? On the heels of, not to be abbreviated, but Roquan Smith being signed for $5 years for $100 million, $45 million fully guaranteed. Still no re-signing of Lamar Jackson. Does create an interesting situation here. Now, I will say, I'm not sure how active you guys have been on Twitter today, which is Friday when we're filming. Puts out a tweet. Lamar tweets about it. Actually, let me pull it up for you. I can read it for you. So, thank you everyone for your support and concerns regarding my injuries. I want to give you all an update as I am in the recovery process. I've suffered a PCL grade 2 sprain on the borderline of a strain 3. There is still inflammation surrounding my knee, and my knee remains unstable. I'm still in good spirits as I continue with treatments on the road to recovery. I wish I could be out there with my guys more than anything, but I can't give 100% of myself to my guys and fans. I'm still hopeful we still have a chance. Where was this?
Yeah.
3 weeks, 4 weeks ago? How long has it been now? 5 weeks now? Where was this in the beginning, this transparency?
Yeah, and I feel like they came out saying it was like a minor injury, like 2, maybe 4 weeks. You were talking about to say something else, but it's infuriating.
Yeah.
No, I'm just, does anyone ever, I mean, I know we're not them, but has anyone not seen a Patriots press conference? Honestly, I could tell you right now, personally, I feel the coaches in the NFL they wouldn't tell anyone shit.
Yeah.
They don't want to. I mean, yeah, it's obvious, but you don't want to tell every opponent's coming. Oh yeah, we don't have to worry about him. Just a minor thought, but they wouldn't. Honestly, I don't think Lamar should have had to say shit. In the day and age of Twitter, that's the problem now. He's sitting back and seeing all the people. Oh, this. Oh, is this contract? No. Where has Lamar ever shown that would be why?
Yeah. Yeah.
And next, of course, it's not. He said he's not talking to him this season. And this Roquan Smith, everyone's freaking. That helps. That frees up cap space coming up, and easily frees up the franchise tag. But we live in the day and age of now where he's sitting there seeing everyone say stuff, so he's like, no, I'll say it. I shouldn't have to, but yeah, I'm here. I don't want to be hurt, but
yeah, I feel like there's enough noise around Lamar. Unfortunately, I mean, just because of the situation that he hasn't signed for 2 years, he's trying to get the mega deal. Are they going to franchise and trade him? Are they going to, re-sign him? And will he be back? Is he going to be back for this playoff? Like all this talk, like I feel like he was kind of obligated to say something. I thought they could have gone about it maybe even a different way than just doing it on Twitter. But that's the way they went about it. I don't know how much of that he crafted on his own or how much he had help writing that.
Harbaugh said he didn't know about it, so I think it was all him.
But that's the other side of the story. Harbaugh in the beginning downplayed this injury, and it created a lot of confusion. In fact, we were expecting him back for the Falcons game. I mean, I think, I think they had already ruled that out because it was so cold. But I mean, he was expected back within 3 weeks. That's what we were hearing in the beginning. So, and then it's, Harbaugh, you know how he is. And, he has this little attitude, not necessarily negative, but he, the way he addresses that question, probably because he's tired of hearing it. But it's one of those things where it makes everybody wonder, is there contention? Is there an issue? Is the contract, a situation that we're worrying about? Or is it the simple fact that because I am a scrambling quarterback, I'm speaking for Lamar, trying to translate it, my knee is my bread and butter. My knee is what gets me going. And I don't want to go out there at 80% and ruin my chances of getting paid, of playing long into my career. People are already saying, oh, you're a scrambling quarterback. You're going to have a short career anyways. Well, no, he's taking care of himself. I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, look at a former Raven RG3. Like, he got hurt against the Ravens, coincidentally. And he came back a little too early for the playoffs specifically, and he got hurt, and he was never the same ever again. And I think he probably does have RG3 in his ear saying, listen, man, big picture here. You're sitting on the most lucrative contract in NFL history. You don't owe anybody anything, to be honest. The Ravens owe him more because they just had never given him the weapons that other quarterbacks of his class have sort of gotten. And he's been Superman for this team for so long.
Yeah.
And so now that he wants what's his, and we're not playing hardball specifically, but he doesn't think we're giving him what he deserves. And so, he shouldn't come back if he's not healthy. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. It burns us as Ravens fans. But like, if he's not 100%, he has no obligation to come back and play. This isn't 1950s when it's like put some dirt on it and go out there and play.
Funny you say that. Oh,
plus,
sorry, Rob.
If you want him back as your quarterback, which I know I do, I'd rather him not get hurt anymore now.
Yeah.
Go on to next season and have a healthy Lamar.
Yeah.
Why hurt your possible future if you want him like I do? And it's not exactly the same, but we won a Super Bowl with a so-so quarterback and a defense. And let's not forget, Nick Foles did roughly the same thing with the Eagles. It's not out of the question. It's the playoffs. For some reason, Mike can figure out Joe Burrow compared to stupid Wink last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, miracles can happen. Things can happen. And you are right. I mean, it does line up a lot like with the 2000 Ravens, a very decent running game, a high-powered defense that can score. I have no doubt about it. It could. We could be watching history repeat itself. This could be the Eagles with Foles, 100%. But Jordan said something earlier that triggered a thought. I don't know, again, what you guys are reading in the Washington Post, but Sammy Watkins virtually pretty much said, rub some dirt on it and get out there.
I don't want to hear about him talk about injuries.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, the man, you look at him, he gets injured.
Boy was hurt last time he was on our team.
Yeah.
He got hurt with the Packers. That's why he's back on our team. Rub some dirt in it. You're the one who didn't go head first in the goalpost for Lamar when you were on our team last year.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about this. Number one, why him? And maybe it's because he's just the most willing. He's so detached from the situation. Maybe other players have been briefed on the situation. They know what to say, who to say it to, and when. So again, maybe low-hanging fruit. Reporter went after him, but what he's saying almost contradicts what he tweeted. What Sammy Watkins is saying in the post contradicts Lamar's tweets, and I'm not sure if he was aware of the tweets at the time when this interview took place, but why? I just don't know. I don't understand why this interview, why you took this one, why you gave the answers, virtually saying that your buddy is just sitting on the sidelines and, chilling when he could get out there and play.
Dude's been back on the team for barely a month, and he thinks he knows what's going on around here.
Yeah, it speaks to someone that is outside the situation a little bit, frustrated that his own, career isn't going as planned. Probably he got kicked off the Packers, who need wide receivers, so that should tell you something a little bit about him. And I think the Ravens, like the ones that knows, even like Mark Andrews, he's not going to talk about it publicly. You just keep it in house, like it's what it is.
Yeah.
And I think this is a guy that is just enough outside the situation and is upset that the Ravens are going to have an uphill battle, that he's in a passing game that just isn't conducive for a receiver. And I think he's airing his grievances in a way that is very un-Raven-like. And so I'll be surprised how much he's involved in the game plan, honest to God, on Sunday.
I mean, that stupid fumble he had last week anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, we've seen in the past, this is Harbaugh's team, and you only can say so much off the cuff like this. And I agree with you guys. I don't think he's non-existent this week, unless we absolutely need him, which I don't think we will. It's just such a wild take to me, honestly. I mean, again, this is a new to the team receiver talking about a quarterback he wished was throwing to him. Again, I just don't like that. I really, really don't like that from a team perspective, from someone you rely on's perspective. Why would you want to rub your teammate the wrong way? So I don't know.
He had a chance to get past from last year.
Huh?
He had a chance last year to get past from. He got hurt. Shocker. Now he's bitching about Lamar being hurt.
Yeah, it's just so beyond me. A lot of stuff is just coming out about this. I don't know. I hope this isn't the overall opinion of the locker room. Like I said, I think it's confident to say it's an isolated situation.
I think the ones that have been there enough and have been there through the ups and downs with Lamar Jackson, the Mark Andrews, the Ronnie Stanleys, the Patrick Queen, like they know what Lamar is. They know what he's capable of. They've seen the 500-yard game against the Colts and all that stuff. So I think it's honestly the guys that haven't been around him that long that are honestly immature about the situation a little bit, probably a little frustrated that, we're sitting here talking about this rather than getting excited about a playoff game. Like, I feel like we're going into this game, we're already like expecting the worst, which is interesting. There's an advantage to that as a team that you can just throw it out on the line. There's nothing that will, you don't have to play to like. The Bengals have to play to win that football game. They can't make mistakes. The pressure's all on the Bengals to repeat. The Ravens are just going to go out there and just have fun and play backyard football. And I'm all about it. Like, they're going to bring the pain. Like, they have nothing to lose. Roquan Smith's going to knock somebody the hell out. We injured their guard last week. Their entire right side of that line is down. We're getting Calais Campbell back. That defensive line is going to be reared up to play. There's an opportunity here, boys. We can get like a turnover or something off a fumble. Like, we got like the stars have to align a little bit for magic to happen, but there's no reason why we can't have success if we play mistake-free football on both sides of football.
I'm 100% confident. I say this almost every week, but specifically just looking at this, I'm confident. I don't think there's. I mean, yes, we know how they could lose, but I think there's a clear shot to win here. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row. This does not happen often. And this is two teams that know each other very, very, very well. It's going to be close. It's going to be on Sunday night. I'm excited, which is the best way, in my opinion, to watch football, Sunday Night Football. Not a plug, just a personal opinion. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fucking awesome. Giving the game ball, I'm going to do that. I really just want to give it to, honestly, Marlon Humphrey. Overall, just because of this season.
All pro snub.
Huh?
All pro snub.
Yeah.
So is he your team MVP?
I don't see why not. I think the man really stepped up. Honestly, coming off of last season's injury, a pectoral injury, and doing what he's been able to do is nothing short of incredible. Next up after that, probably Roquan for coming midway through the season and just reshaping the defense. But no, consistent Marlowe, all pro Marlowe in my eyes. Yeah.
Nope. 0 touchdowns.
0. None. And we're going to need that. We're going to need that energy this weekend and beyond. Because, again, the Ravens are in the playoffs. Such a great feeling. Just that extra few games, it's just a great feeling. Last thoughts, Jordan.
I'm at peace with whatever happens on Sunday. There's honestly, I'm just going into it, not really expecting anything, just ready to have some fun. It's like the Orioles in the playoffs a few years ago, 2012, and it was like, we made it. Let's have some fun. Like, the Ravens obviously locked it up a few weeks ago, but its entire season has just been a grind. And I'm kind of excited to see this team with, honestly, 2 weeks to prepare and a whole playbook against this Bengals offense. They know what they're dealing with. Just putting something together that will result in a win. And it's an opportunity for Roman to redeem himself. A lot's going to happen after this football game. And this is an opportunity to sort of, make the season brighter and, move. And we probably won't get past the Chiefs if we do win this football game, but it's an opportunity to sort of right the wrong, so to speak, and really see what we've got going forward next year. And that's what I got.
Ross.
What does Hayden Hurst play against us like we did something wrong for him? He wanted to be traded. Maybe if he did this and didn't get hurt, he would have still been on the team. But for Christ's sake, after every 3-yard catch, you guys were like, yeah, you wanted to be traded, bro. What did we do to you? Why did it become a revenge game for him?
Oh, I don't know. We drafted him in the first round and drafted his replacement 2 rounds later.
Sorry, you got hurt. Don't get hurt and play like you do against us, like you think you're proof of something.
Yeah.
Oh, also, this recent is the 10-year anniversary of the Mile High Miracle.
Yes, sir.
And apparently I heard Yonda, crazy guard he is, poured water on his jersey to freeze it.
Wow.
The lineman couldn't get a hold of him.
I missed that mindset. And that's the biggest reason I'm glad they signed Roquan Smith, because they finally have a guy that is just like that dog mentality. Like, we've been, honest to God, we've been soft. And like, where it matters the most. Like, we have, Clay's great. Humphrey's great, but I feel like we finally have a guy in the middle of this defense that's going to take people by the cuffs and be like, let's go, boys. I'm pumped.
Actually, it's funny you say, like, it's so true. Like, again, I watch a lot of Ravens Wired. I love all the stuff that, the Ravens YouTube channel does, actually. And you hear these pregame speeches, and it's like, all right, bro, we're going to go out there. We're going to do this. Like, let's go. We're going to give it our all. Our Ravens on 3. Like, what? Bro, what? Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, I know you guys don't want to be headbutting nowadays with CTE and everything, but like, fucking have some emotion. You have to go out there and play football, man. I don't know, maybe it's a generational thing because when I was coming up, like it was like that, you saw that animalistic just urge, and I don't get that out of this generation. I don't know, maybe it's me. I'm old now.
Well,
But
we all know that they've softened up the NFL.
I'm interested to see how John Harbaugh gets his team hyped up. If you do go to the vault a little bit, if you bring in like a Ray Lewis to talk, like what can they do to get them ready to run through a brick wall on Sunday? Because it's literally they don't have to do much. They can probably show them doing that coin flip bullshit in the end zone and all the talk they're doing, all the cigars smoking for winning a division. It's like, are you kidding me?
OD, just OD.
Like literally, I think the Ravens don't need much motivation beyond the fact it's a playoff game. But like,
Yeah.
it went from just a game to now, like we hate these sons of bitches, and like I hate Joe Burrow. Like, just I cannot stand the man, and like because I feel like he's overly cocky for a guy that hasn't. I mean, he's done something, but like the Bengals haven't won jack shit for 30 years, and they finally win the playoff games, and they think they're like it's like John Harbaugh has more road fucking playoff wins than the Bengals have in their entire franchise. Like, have some respect. Like, the Ravens are a dangerous football team, like it or not. They're like a wounded animal. Like you can't mess with them.
Yeah. Joe Burrow just set his career high with touchdowns with 35, with throwing to T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson had more touchdowns, throwing to guys like Seth Roberts and Willie Snead.
In 15 games, mind you, and no fourth quarter. Half the games in the fourth
half
quarter.
Half of the fourth quarters he didn't play.
Yeah.
Again, it's just it's wild. Like I used to not want to believe, but I do think like just the amount of hate the Ravens get is targeted. Like it's wild to me. Like it's just absolutely fucking wild to me. You have an MVP quarterback here. Again, Joe Burrow, he did his thing, but again, they act like we just don't matter. It's wild.
Yeah,
they're new fans.
The Bengals have no respect for the Ravens, and I think honestly, last week I think they kind of opened their eyes a little bit. They probably thought they were going to cakewalk through both these.
Oh games. Yeah, they thought it was going to be a blowout.
And even like this Sunday, I think they're thinking blowout. And all it's going to take is the Ravens punching them early, defensively or offensively, like a 40-yard run or something, like they did up in New England with Ray Rice. And it's like the ball games with the Ravens. You give them any type of hope, and it's going to be interesting.
They feed off of it. No, it's going to be a great game. I mean, Sunday Night Football. That's a gift. It's a damn shame it's not a home game, but what are you going to do? That does do it for our show. It is playoff football, ladies and gentlemen. The Ravens are in it. Hopefully we'll be back next week talking about next week's game, but we are going to get past this one. Sunday Night Football, Ravens versus Cincy. Let's go. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care.